Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, Spence, let's trip out.
This movie was doing. Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I worked with an Irish guy that told me some stories about him, and he made it sound like Irish people just hate his guts. And after the stories, I'll be the first to admit I'm not a big fan either, but he's a great actor.
I fucking love Jim Carrey. I think he's brilliant.
Okay, then never mind.
Like, what was the
Vincent can
reason
fuck off.
for the comments from the guy you knew?
It was about there was a story where he dated a girl who had severe mental illness, and she ended up killing herself.
She did.
Was that not? Was he not married to her?
Yeah, see, I don't know. That's the worst part. I shouldn't even have brought it up.
I don't know if they were married, but I was pretty sure it was a pretty long-term relationship.
Yeah, they were together for a while.
I mean, I try not to
It
trust
fucked him up
anything
pretty
I
bad.
see in the media towards that stuff, because you never know unless you were there.
Well, that's the thing. Fucking I do remember reading he was in. I thought, no, I could be wrong. I thought he was married to an Irish girl. But yeah, she did end up. There was like suicide.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not it was down to anything caused by Jim Carrey, I obviously fucking haven't a clue. But there was the whole thing as well. I can remember seeing about him like speaking out about, like, was it like the Illuminati and everything like that there, where he was just like, yeah, and like he's this whole sort of like conspiracy against him and everything like that.
Not just he's in general believes the universe is not the universe. Actually, I think he believes more in the universe than he does any of the stuff we're shoved at us, like government. And whatnot. He thinks everything's out to get him.
Okay,
and everybody,
yeah.
Really. Yeah.
So
I've seen
finger
some
right on
pretty
the pulse. Gotcha.
videos, but you never know where it started and where it's been cut when you're watching a video. You never know what
true.
So I am so careful about what I believe. I mean, there was one day where I saw something about Scotland, and so we have a friend that we talked to on here that's from there. So
Kenny.
I sent him a message.
Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny.
Okay.
I was like, so is this what's going on over there? I said it was PBS, so I kind of trust them a little more than most media outlets, right? I mean, that's where I got my childhood education with Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street. So why wouldn't it be
Rick
good,
Steves
right?
Travels Europe.
Cool.
But it was nice to actually talk to somebody from there to get what's really going on, as opposed to just
what's
trusting
actually
what this is
happening.
telling you. Yeah.
There's even
Sometimes
the
it's
same
different
nowadays with like even like here at the moment in the town I'm living in, there's a lot of Ukrainians have come over. There's basically there's a hotel in the town here that wasn't being used, so they ended up putting up a lot of refugees there. So I thought it was fucking great, but like even at that, the stuff you're seeing on the news as to what they're telling you is two different things. It's mad.
You never know. So I try to be very careful on that aspect when we're talking or looking at things, because I don't want to believe just what I'm told by any side. I don't care who you are. I'll trust any of them.
That's pretty much it.
So I now this is a fun question, Dan. In Canada for booze, the rite of passage here is something called screech, and it comes from Newfoundland, and it'll fucking either make you go blind or give you fucking eyebrows like this. But I read today that you've got something there called poteen or poaching. So is that your screech?
Yeah, poaching.
Yeah.
Poaching is, it's basically homemade alcohol. Was used during the prohibition and stuff like that. Very fucking strong. I've never tasted a homemade batch of poaching.
What's it made out of?
I want to say, oh fuck,
Souls of the Damned.
The Tears of Orphans.
Yes.
Yeah, the fucking Tears of Orphans and potatoes. I don't know.
You can ferment tears?
Apparently it's very fucking strong.
Oh,
Well,
that's what moonshine
I
is.
watch a guy on the internet, and he said that it is they're the oldest form of spirits in human history.
Right.
Because I'm not now. That's just spirits, not wine or nothing. Because those buggers in the Mediterranean had all kinds of wine. But
Oh yeah, shoot, you watch Game of Thrones as well.
yeah, it's a true story. I watch all that shit.
You're saying the oldest distilled liquor, then, right?
Daenerys, first of her name. What?
You're saying like the oldest distilled liquor, then.
Yeah.
If not the oldest alcohol, the oldest distilled,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
That's pretty sweet.
I mean, I'm interested now.
I
don't know what
ears
it
are
tastes like.
perked
I
up.
want to try it really bad.
Well, if I ever make it that way, I'm gonna have to try it.
It will
Under
cause me to
supervision, of course.
shit out my heart and make me go blind.
That's what I did. My introduction to
All at
alcohol
once.
was so great. And I mean, I was like 14 years old, and somebody was like, "Try this." Not straight, too late. Add Kool-Aid.
Funny, like one of my first times drinking alcohol, I was probably about the same age as yourself, Jason. And my friends all like bought me. I think I was about 14, and my friends all bought me a whole bottle of vodka. That was cool. It was like, okay, I got vodka for free. Didn't have to spend money. Ended up going to a house party, and there was no mixer. So I was sitting drinking with a pint glass, my vodka, Budweiser, and like a WKD, which is like an alcohol pop. And yeah, it was the worst thing I've ever tasted.
How drunk were you when you finally stood up? That's because I have a similar story, except I didn't know how shit-faced I was. Like
I was kind of like that. I didn't think it was too
drinking.
bad. And then we got up and went outside, and I was just sick everywhere. People's front
See,
gardens.
that's like, that was when I was actually I was probably like 18, but this kid had come over from an entirely different state. I ended up at a house party in one of the wealthier neighborhoods in the county I grew up in.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody there, but this kid also didn't know anybody there, and he had this whole bottle of Mr. Boston, like a handle of Mr. Boston's vodka, right?
Right.
Here's the thing. All I kept thinking at the time, because I couldn't even afford alcohol, I was just like looking at him with his bottle, and I was like, he can't drink that.
Yeah.
Can't drink that. But it's cool that it's in a plastic bottle because it's not going to break.
Yeah.
Like that thought ran through my head the entire time. He ended up drinking, like he drank the neck, and then he was just like, I gotta lay down, and he fucking disappeared. So I was like, well, fuck it. Took the bottle, sat down. The next thing I know, like I literally had gone through a little over half of that motherfucker because I didn't. You know how you drink liquor, and as you drink it, it becomes less ascorbic, so it becomes more like drinking water, really.
Yeah.
So I'm just drinking. I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I stood up and just straight over the fucking side, like I on my feet and then immediately on my side, looking at the floor, like, how'd this happen? And then I get over on my stomach, and bear in mind, I'm surrounded by like 100 people I've never met, and I crawl my way to the bathroom. I managed to pee, I think, in the toilet. I get back out of the bathroom, and I'm like, well, I'm pretty fucked up. I should go home. So I come out the door with keys in my hand, clearly shit-faced. Like people are stepping over me, like you shouldn't. See you, and just walking on by. One of my friends shows up later. Apparently, I passed out with my foot on the brake. The car turned on and in gear They couldn't wake me up, so he had to hop in my lap and like move the seat back and like get it back in gear and then throw the
Shit.
keys in my lap. But that was my introduction to vodka.
Nice.
Some people think that's just a St. Patrick's Day party story. No, that was just a random
Oh,
show.
no.
That was fucking
That's some of
June 10th.
the worst
On that note,
drunk
happy St.
stories
Patrick's
ever.
Day.
Like to drink
Happy
a
St.
lot.
Patrick's Day, everyone. I'm just about to crack open
Yes,
Guinness here.
woo.
I'm not
I
drinking
got some
today.
dark
Evan
beers
Williams,
called
so
Irish
here we go.
Death. I'm not
I got my
promoting
green shirt on.
I'll make it
I
look
just
like
like
it.
it
Watch
because it has
this.
a skull on it.
I'm sure it says green.
What way do you pour your Guinness? I do the upside down trick.
Oh,
Oh.
I've never tried doing it that way. I have done the thing with the tab flipped around backwards.
I
Yeah.
used to go get
So,
my
like, if you
Guinness
could, like,
glass
rest it on the side and walk away.
I never even thought about doing that.
No,
I
it's
just drink it right here out of my can.
Straight down the
straight
gullet.
out of the can. I've never tried that.
See, it's not even
With
a
the
Guinness
thing with the
though. It's
tab?
a dark beer. It's called Irish Death,
Oh,
right? I'm
oh,
not.
that.
I'm not like.
Dude, I'm Bush
advertising
League.
them in
I'll
any
fucking
way.
dump it
Right.
on the ground and just lick it off. I don't care.
Right.
It's
The
Canada.
first time I've actually enjoyed a dark beer. I think it's because I'm old now. Holy shit! Okay, I might have to try that next time.
No, just literally slowly lift it up, and
Yeah.
it's probably the
Fucking
best
science.
kind of head you'll get
Yeah.
out of a can.
Lies.
Out of a
It's like you
beer?
just got
Out
one
of
at
a
the
beer?
bar.
Wait, you guys, do you get the nitro packs in yours? The little nitrous explosion?
We have them here, but I've never bought them.
How about the ping
because-
pong
It's a
ball?
waste of time. It just takes up space where alcohol could be.
I was reading as well, like Guinness released the wee it's sort of like a little vibrating thing that you're supposed to set the glass on when you're pouring it. But apparently, what do you call it? Jewelry cleaner will do the same thing, which is like a lot cheaper on Amazon.
It's
Okay.
a supersonic machine or something.
I,
like
I,
that.
I don't. I
Yeah.
try not to shake a glass when I'm pouring into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually
Okay,
later
so
on in the
I'm
night.
going to pour beer.
Yeah.
I'm always going to turn it on its side and go like this, and as you keep going, you just move it
Yeah.
as it's going, and it gives a perfect head.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I believe.
that's what she said.
Tilt the glass. And,
That's not a perfect head.
Yes.
I've been around.
It's never,
But
I'm
yes,
never going to be
I've
adult enough to
poured
get
a lot
that
of
to be
beers in my
without
life.
That's on March 14th, weirdos.
What's on March 14th?
when will that?
So- Matthew, what have you learned? What are you going to teach me actually?
About what, St. Patrick's Day?
It's just anything in Ireland generally. Every time I talk to this guy, he's like,
No,
I think the one thing that surprised me the most is I always relate it back to Canada. And the one thing in Canada right now is that Canadians are really identifying with something that's not Canadian, in my opinion. And
Okay.
I won't get into that. It's a boring story and I'll be talking all day. But I find it's a weird thing to kind of develop a nationalism around.
Yeah.
Something that's not Canadian. And so I guess in this case, is it weird to you or really anybody that he's not even Irish?
St. Patrick?
Yeah.
St. Patrick.
He's
Oh, yeah.
English.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
oh,
weird.
absolutely. I'm not
Um,
Irish.
strange
I
to
mean,
me
I am.
that-
I'm of Irish descent, but I'm American, so you know you can't really
Yeah.
go around.
Well, I'm fucking
You're
alien.
not a
but-
Welsh descent, Matthew, no.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I'm a mutt. Big.
Oh no, I'm German and I'm Irish. I'm literally that. That's it.
Mm,
That's it.
German-Irish mix, okay.
it's
That's
Irish
pretty
and
unusual.
Scottish.
Oh my God, you just reminded me of the Godfather. My crowd friend.
Yeah, St. Patrick. Yeah, like from a young age, growing up, you're just taught that it's an Irish holiday. Simple as that. Like
Yeah.
in school and everything.
Yeah.
That's all it was. St. Patrick was a patron saint of Ireland that chased all the snakes away. Drove all the snakes out of Ireland. That was it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, is there really snakes in Ireland? Like, do you have bones of snakes
no.
in Ireland?
I'm way over
That's what I
here,
was
so there's not
wondering. I
even
already
me.
know what it's about because I practice
snakes
other
equals
things.
kelp.
But yeah, I already know that.
The-
but I
the
just wanted to make
for-
sure that was a fact.
Yeah. The first time I saw a snake was in Florida. That was the first time I've ever seen a snake. Legit,
That's
like.
the worst place to see a snake other than Australia.
Oh yeah, fuck no. I've never been to Australia and I never want to visit it. It just looks mental. Like everything there can kill you.
Yeah. That tree bite. That grass.
You guys ever heard
The
of
rock has teeth. Bite. All this. But I read somewhere that the snakes were sort of a symbol for druids. But then I read
Yeah.
somewhere else that druids were in Ireland until like the 14th century and that he didn't even chase them away.
No, legend has it that, yeah, it was a representation of pagans.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yes. Thank
that's what it was. It was
Okay.
him
So
chasing
the books
away.
I've read are true.
Yeah, the pagan people of Ireland, and that's where the legend has grown. And so apparently pagans were snakes, and
Yeah.
there you have it. The rest is history, I suppose
You
you would
guys
say.
get the fuck out.
Yep.
We're gonna keep and rename your holidays.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think Saint Maywin would have the same ring. Like that's not his real name, right?
No, no.
No, I think he answers the Bob.
Well, I don't know how to say it. All the Irish names are weird. Like it'll say a bunch of consonants, and it's like, oh, that's Chauvin. What? That's not even an S and H in that fucking word.
There's exactly
There is
one
some
vowel
funny
in this
Irish
name.
spelling.
Well,
in
there's
it.
funny English ones too. I'm not trying to put it down. It's just someone told me that, like, someone says, you know what that says, and I have no fucking idea. It's consonant.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
In America, the English language, like they say, it's actually the hardest language for anybody else to learn because of all the extra BS that comes
The way
along
we
with it.
speak it in North America.
It doesn't make
Yeah,
any sense.
yeah. In North
It
America.
starts now and down. Bam.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting we're all America. Sorry, Matthew.
I'm a Turtle Islander.
Yeah, I've
The
also
blowing.
heard like English, you know, from other people's point of view is just kind of like
Yeah.
Peanuts cartoons. Just kind of
Yes.
like wah, 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 wah.
I know
I
English,
used to
and that's
do
what
that
it
to my
sounds like to me.
You guys know Terry Pratchett, right?
What's that?
Terry Pratchett, the Discworld stuff. You know Terry Pratchett, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The author.
Did you ever hear? Yeah, his description of what English was a group of people that show up in a trench coat and rob other languages for their words. And just
Oh,
snap
some
them together on the other
English
end.
words are German.
That's
I mean,
hilarious.
goodness
Yeah, because
gracious.
it's fucking true, right? I mean, they're
Yeah.
I just season everything in salt and pepper.
English is French, Spanish, and Italian in a fucking trench coat, is what it is.
Yes,
Also,
it is.
German,
Yeah.
you gotta
But,
find
like,
the German in it too, like
You
a
get a
lot.
lot
Yeah,
of
German, especially. You're right.
Yep. Yep. So
But yeah,
Some
it's
of the
like-
English language is derived from German.
An English person will see the word foyer and be like, I'm going to make that foyer now.
Well, exactly. Yeah, like,
Okay.
It is Germanic in origin. Like you can trace it back to the Germanic tribes. The thing is, we stole so much from every other language. Like like you can find Latin etymology all over the place in English. It is
oh
every,
yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
you know, I mean,
That's what made it easy to learn in school. It's like,
obviously,
hey, that's
yeah,
fucking a word I know.
exactly. No,
So where I
that's
live, it was founded by French people. So a lot of our words, roads, everything is French, right? So I lived down a road that if you were American and didn't know anything about French, you know, how the pronunciation would be, you'd be like, it's Leclerc. But no, it's
no, we have what do you know what I would call Lafayette? Like Lafayette. It's spelled Lafayette. Lafayette. Period. That is a French fucking name. Lafayette.
Yep.
Lafayette.
No.
No shit. That's the Georgia pronunciation. It's a county.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
That man's a
Of course
hero
it
and you're
is.
butchering it.
Dude, you try and argue with something that's not Lafayette. It is, dude. You can't just decide it is not the way you pronounce it. That's not
Look, if they can pronounce it correctly in Indiana, they can pronounce it correctly in Georgia.
Indiana.
It's
It's kind of weird though. Like my dad lives there, so I recently visited that area, and I wasn't expecting a lot of things, and all of a sudden I was like, "Holy crap! All right," especially in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden you're like, "All right, this is cool. We're good. We're having a good time." My father's a DJ, like he does the karaoke stuff, so
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right." It's the first time I ever met the guy, and it was a neat experience, but I never expected to experience what I did experience in India.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
Weddings, high
He's
school
done it
dances,
forever.
karaoke's.
Yep, yep, he's done everything.
I suck.
I'm like, why
I'm the
don't we
worst.
just own a bar at this point?
request. Yeah, keep it to yourself.
No, it's good money. It's just I'm not good at it.
I'm getting married
No,
next
he's
year
been-
if you want to
he's
come
been
over.
doing it for like,
Now we
yeah,
know what happened to Moby.
Hey, if you
You know
need a
what?
minister, I'm ordained.
That's right. I forgot about that.
How many people
If you
here are
come
reverend?
here, I can get ordained, but I can't bring
That's
my
true. You got to come here.
yeah.
I'm a
Mhm.
reverend. Who
It
else
doesn't
is a
travel
reverend?
with you.
I
Anyone?
don't know. It might.
I've done
I'm a Dudas priest, so who knows?
I do this.
I was a non-denominational wedding commissioner. That doesn't sound fun, but it was. It was really fun.
Yeah.
What were you asking, Jason?
Non-denominational is way fun.
I was going to ask how many of us are ministers.
Not I.
No.
I won't use religious words to
Two of
describe
us.
it.
I am.
I
I try to
cannot
preach
marry
Transformers to
people. I'm
people.
not his boat captain,
I'm
and
a
I'm
minister
not of
in the
some.
Church of the Latter-day Dude.
Yeah.
I go by Pontifex Maximus, and that is it.
The Dude 5. You may kiss the bride.
Like I said, now
Magnus
my German family
douchebagus.
name did find the Lutheran religion. Does that count?
Duce Vegas.
Wait, if we're declining here, it's got to be Duke's douchebagus.
Oh, that's perfect. Church it up a little. Come on.
If there should be anybody here who
Saint
says this man
douchebag?
and this woman should not be joined in holy matrimony, I say, hey, shut the fuck up, Donnie. You're out of your element.
If anyone I'm looking at you, fucking keep it down. No one asked you, guy.
I'm talking to you, Aunt Carol.
Yeah. I don't even know why they fucking invited you. You're drinking already. Damn it, Carol. Thank God my mother-in-law doesn't watch
It's the
YouTube.
party fun. It might be drama, but if you sit back and watch it instead of it like interact with it, it's great. It's like scrolling on by.
I love
You
Tarantino.
know
I
how
don't care.
many things I see on legit shorts alone that I'm like, nope, I'm not allowed to comment on that. I got to keep on going.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yep. But I had, like
Oh,
I
it's
said,
fun. It's fun being an admin in that group. Let me tell you.
oof, I'm sure I
No, it's
saw
not.
the post.
Yes.
It's fucked up, man.
You know, I was not being serious.
Oh, the weirdest fucking group ever. Because you're like, I'm gonna delete that, and then Chris will go, yeah, no, don't.
Don't, leave it up. Let's see what happens.
Just leave it.
Let 'em know
Majority of the
that.
members know
Let's see what
that.
happens.
Like, they mean it fun.
I can do a
24 hours.
That
Said,
dude
I'll
is
go
hilarious, man.
24 hours.
He
Yeah,
sends
like
me.
for-
He's like, this might be offensive, and it's like, ooh, all the best stories start with this.
And then for like
See,
a
as long as I
10-hour
don't have
marathon,
to
you'll just get
admin it.
pictures of Ken and Dan and their faces on different.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the best.
That's one of my favorite pastimes.
What-
Of mine.
I
He
don't
sent
even
me
know
one
what
with me
to
and Ken getting
just-
married, and I was
the-
fucking
the-
stoked.
Yeah, but I think I think Dan has the record with Ken as far as shared memes. So, like,
Yeah,
Oh my
what
goodness.
started.
Oh
It
my
just
goodness,
fucking
about
took off all of a
shared
sudden.
I was gonna say, like, it just came out of nowhere. Like Ken started sharing shit, you started sharing. I was like, oh,
I know, because I don't really even like talk to the guy like one on one. I like the
Right.
guy and everything. I think he's a good musician, but like
Yeah.
I just started making these memes, and then all of a sudden it was like I shouldn't really message Ken and be like, "Look, dude, I'm sorry if I'm offending you," but he was like, "No, it's cool."
oh, we've talked.
I don't
to
think
Ken,
you could
he's not
offend him. That dude is cool as a cucumber.
He's so
He
fucking
really is.
shit.
I give him a break this week because he has been snubbed for the 14th straight year by the Juno Awards, and I did not think that was
Juno
very
Awards.
cool.
The Juno Awards are basically Canada's Grammys.
Not
Ah,
even.
right.
They are basically, when you played like Pee Wee soccer, or sorry, Pee Wee football, and
Canada's
they bring everybody
participation.
up
True.
and they fucking give everybody a ribbon.
That's
That's the Junos.
Ah, participants.
Participation awards. Woo!
Yes, yeah.
I mean, not everybody got a Juno, but I mean, it's garbage. Recognizing Nickelback, like, what the fuck?
I could show you America's participation award. No, wait, no, I took it down. I had to put up stuff for my coming out and being online party. Yeah.
Very
That
cool.
was a weekend. Woo!
Actually, we were talking about this in our messenger. I only found out when we interviewed Ken that he was Canadian. I
Yeah,
thought he
same.
was American.
I thought he
No
was
way.
American the
I
whole time.
honestly thought he was from like Michigan or something.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I thought he was in Detroit, and then Then he
Were
come
we
down.
talking about this the other day? I think we were. I wasn't paying attention because
It's
I've been
it's
busy
a
this
different
week.
Ken than the one you know, but
Okay. Okay.
I was trying to get him
Oh, no.
though.
Kenny messages me all the time. Goodness gracious.
Same.
Love it though. Love it. Scotland.
too.
Now I might have a friend from Ireland. I
Yep.
like that even too.
No, I was trying to get Ken Faraday to do a cover of Green Day's "King for a Day"
Yes.
because it can work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ken.
Yeah.
Faraday.
Yeah.
Sure.
He said he told me to leave it with him, so I'll see what he comes up with.
Oh my God. Now I'm gonna have to message him and be like, yes, do it. Like
That's
you have
awesome.
to. Because if you know that song, then you will agree it works perfectly.
Like I gave him the start off. What was it like? You know, 10 Faraday with a 12-inch long. It's up to him to take it from there.
That's
That's the first line
Never
of the
mind.
chorus. You got
That's
the
not a
rest
thought
of
share.
the song. Same instrumentation and everything.
Oh,
Oh, that
it
is
was
a
a
fun
long
song.
day.
though.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're perfectly fine. But yeah, I don't know.
The other thing that really surprised me, Dan, to learn is that it doesn't matter that he's not even a saint.
Yeah, it's
just Irish
that's-
people said it and everybody just, okay, cool.
But you look at anything in Irish history, it's more or less a simple case of this is how it is, and abide by it. That's it. You're not
See,
supposed to
that's what
question
makes
anything in
us
Catholicism.
do certain things, and that's because we're Irish and we do that.
Yeah. Like growing up, it was always like I grew up in a Catholic family. My parents weren't like, you know, they weren't churchgoers or anything. They had their own beliefs and, you know, stuff like that. But grew up in a Catholic school, went and had to do all the sort of, you know, communions, first confirmation, stuff like that. But
The
as a
incense
kid, it was
and
just
the
sort of
oils
like,
and the brews.
yeah. Like once I hit the
Yeah.
teenage years, it was just sort of like, this is all a bunch of crap, essentially. Like at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like you're just being fed this story, well, not this story, but multiple stories of, like I say, this is the way it was. Don't
Yeah.
question it and just get on with your life. And you're
I
supposed to
feel
just
that.
nod along and agree with it.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, I feel
But-
that.
And I suppose you could probably say that about any fucking religion. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I am just
Yep.
very personally anti-religion in
Thanks.
Thank you.
complete
But
and utter fucking every way possible.
I just
um,
believe in the things I can actually see, feel, taste, and touch.
Yeah.
The senses give me my
100%.
belief system.
I don't know. I
No,
believe in
absolutely
Zeus,
nothing wrong with that.
beyond that, I agree.
Yes.
I believe it was George Carlin who said he praised the Joe Pesci.
What was that one?
I think it's George Carlin. He said he either praised the Joe Pesci or he just worshipped him. Because
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
he knows how to get things done.
Yeah, true. A lot more than fucking Jesus.
Okay, please
Reel
don't
it back.
hate on me, everybody, when I wish you a happy zombie Jesus day.
Yeah, it's almost Easter.
That's Easter.
That's
I
Easter,
know,
yeah.
we're coming up there. We're coming up on that, guys.
It's not
I
too
have
far
kids,
away,
I gotta
yeah.
remember this.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, I've
And-
gotten in trouble before for speaking out against, like, especially online, against Easter. That was like a
Oh,
big
yeah,
one that came back to
yeah,
bite me
I
in the
know.
ass. I was like, okay.
Most of my friends are pretty like cool about it. They're like, whatever I'm of a mind, if whatever you believe in makes you a better person,
Yeah.
go for it.
Well,
Yeah.
Freaking go for it. I don't really give two craps as long as in your life it makes you a better person. You can believe in the flying spaghetti monster, and I really don't care.
I'm a pretty terrible person anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I know. But
Well, I don't mean
you
you, I
know,
mean
as
me.
long as it makes a lot of times in life we need something to believe in to keep us going every day.
True.
WWGD.
You know?
What would Gandalf do?
Oh, what would Ash do?
I'm just gonna come here and be blasphemer, 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 blasphemer.
Really?
So before we started recording, we were talking about how it's blown out of proportion St. Patrick's Day. Like with the booze and everything. You said it's pretty well blown out of proportion there.
Mhm. Like
pretty much the same way, or like in a different sense, because like here, like you said, the Chicago River gets dyed green every year.
Yeah, you guys aren't dying bodies of water.
Right.
no, like
Yeah.
I'll give you today, for example. I live in Westmeath. It's you're looking at about an hour's drive away from Dublin, right in the city centre.
Okay.
Dublin
okay.
had the massive parade as usual today. Weather was a bit sort of overcast looking, looked like it had been raining early, but dried up. Here
That's
where
like
I live,
Washington.
it was just raining all day, like constantly. There was nothing. There usually is like maybe a small like parade that would go through the town, but nothing, just literally based on the weather. Dublin obviously went ahead as normal. The bigger places, Cork and Limerick, I imagine as well, where they probably had their own sort of stuff going on. But like in general, anyone I know, like it's just another day.
Right.
That's all it is. It's another day. When you're growing up, it's just an excuse to go out drinking underage.
Yeah.
Like to meet up with all your friends and
Except for what's the drinking age in Ireland?
18.
18.
I thought you were going to
See,
say
where I
8.
live, it's 21.
Because there's
I think it's
like,
21
there's a
everywhere in
long
the United States now. I mean,
everywhere. I'm
everywhere
pretty
here.
sure in the United States. Yeah,
There's
21.
there's always been a joke for as long as I can remember that if you could see over the bar in Ireland, you were allowed to drink.
I heard that about Mexico.
No, I can believe it about Mexico.
Yeah, me too.
That's what
I
I've
feel
heard
like it's
about
Canada
Mexico.
too.
Nope, you can see over the
Yeah.
bar. Here's a tequila.
Look at Russia's version, man. They need to define what alcohol was.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally like a beer was technically not alcohol. It was not a spirit, so it wasn't an alcohol. It was a soft drink, which meant,
You're talking about Russia.
yeah,
Yeah.
3 years old and go buy a beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Since you're bringing it up, in what I was looking up, it looked like St. Patrick actually indulged quite a bit, not quite a bit, but they weren't supposed to do it at all. They weren't supposed to drink at all, and he did.
They were supposed to imbibe.
Mhm. What do they call it?
I think the argument from a Catholic standpoint that alcohol should be fine. I mean, what did Jesus turn water into?
Wine.
Urine.
Wine.
No, it might have been urine.
That too.
I'm sure it was urine later. But before that, it was apparently an alcoholic grape juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But meat's pretty cool too, you know. Where I live, they do a lot of craft everything. So you get meat,
Okay.
you get beer, like everywhere in Washington is a craft something, whether it's a coffee, an alcohol, a beer, like not to call anybody out, but we are very hipster in this state in a lot of parts.
And you're in Washington.
Yeah, Washington State, yeah. Not
Okay.
Washington DC, Washington State.
Okay, I can see that. That's the home of Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, yes. I hate Starbucks coffee. Thank you very much.
Not me.
It tastes burnt.
I'll
It's
just dump it
bitter.
on the
No,
ground.
I used to do the whole barista thing for a living, and the problem is most of their people are very untrained, and you can only let those shots sit for a minimal amount of time before you pour them and put the milk in.
Okay.
And most of them let them sit over that amount of time, and then all of a sudden you get a bitter shot. Plus, they don't clean their tools as well as they should.
No.
Don't we all?
The minute coffee becomes fucking advanced chemistry, I'm out.
Sorry.
Beans, water.
Sorry. Nope, nope. There's so much to it. It's not even funny. Not
No,
even
I'm-
funny.
I'm
Wow.
a basic bitch
Yeah.
though, Terry. I don't. Oh, you got to do more than one ingredient. Water, beans, that's it.
No, I'm all about it. Dude. I'm all about it. Give me the purple frappy rainbow unicorn fucking.
Oh, I don't do that
I love
unicorn
that shit. I am
Fuck that
down.
You're
unicorn
crazy.
Colors
bullshit.
I'm on it. I
Oh
want to
no,
know
no,
what
I
it's like.
do
Is it a sweet
lemon
tart? Is it
chocolate
coffee?
because I don't want my
Maybe
shit
it's
sweet.
Oh no, I'm
must-
all about. I have about 4 sugars in my coffee. Like I don't like coffee. I
Damn
just
it,
like the
you're-
caffeine.
Yeah, no, that's
But I
You
need sugar.
In the
Listen, Joe,
immortal
you don't like
words
coffee, you like dessert.
in the immortal words of
maybe.
the Beastie
Well,
Boys.
it's like
It's true. I like
it's
coffee flavored sugar milk. I'm not gonna deny it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When my little brother was younger, we treated our ADD in our house naturally, so we used caffeine, and he
Right.
would call it his coffee milk in the morning. Like my sister and my brother, it was coffee milk because, like I said, we treated most of our stuff as naturally as we could because obviously pills suck and near. We won't get into politics, all that stupid stuff. But
All good.
natural is usually better if you can handle it. Some people need more, and I get that, but natural is usually better. I promise you.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not, man. I'm a big KJ person, man. Better living through pharmacology. Hook that shit up. You got a pill that'll fucking make me smarter.
Yep.
I mean, you got a pill that'll.
I'm all about growing my own food, and as I told the boys, I was becoming almost off grid before they contacted me, and
right.
Well, seriously, I was like, I don't have a bank account. I don't have a lot of things. I could give a shit less about credit because I already own my own house. So why do I need credit? Fuck you. I don't want to be controlled by all that.
I see the logic to it. Yeah.
I'm like, that was this far from being completely off of every radar. And then the boys called me and I said, you know what? I really want to do this.
Yeah.
And it helps my anxiety. Thank you guys.
I
learned to live with it and talk to people.
We got to take a quick break, but Dan, I want to tell you something that you might be surprised by because I know I was. There's a map, and you might even be able to find it on Facebook. And what it does,
there's a map.
millions of maps.
Wow!
But it's what the map says, and that's a percentage of the population in other countries of people who are Irish. So if you look around Europe, it's like in France, it's 20% and in Norway, it's 10%.
Readers in America.
In America, it's 650%.
Well, no. Like, a lot of people don't. Well, let's take a break and we'll talk about this after the. Some people don't know, and I don't want to fight about it online. So
we gonna.
Yeah, this is Traffic Copter 1. Looks like Ice Cream Jones is in trouble.
No ice cream cone cereal? My name's Ice Cream Jones. I'm going to deliver my ice cream cone. A crispy, crunchy cereal for breakfast with the great taste of ice cream cones. Little cones and puffs that taste like chocolate chip ice cream cones. Or vanilla. A crunchy part of this nutritious breakfast. Thanks for the help with the ice cream cones.
That's Ice Cream Cones cereal.
Mad balls, gross for one, gross for all. We play with a mad ball, they're gross, funny, yucky, sick. There's 8, so you can take your pick. We throw, catch, it's fun. There's so much gross in every one. Freaky fun is what they're for. There's so much ugly, so much more. Gross for one, gross for all. We play with a mad ball. We play with a mad ball. We play with a mad ball. Mad ball.
Freaky fun for everyone, sold separately from Amtoy.
Mad ball.
Well, none of my.
No, keep going. Get on.
You were saying.
I should have looked it up first, Dan, but when I was doing American history, contact to 1865, they talked about the Trail of Tears, and it was either just after or just before was when the peak of the potato famine happened.
Okay.
And the Choctaw, and
I know where you're going.
I don't know all the tribes in the area, so forgive my ignorance, but the Choctaw feature heavily. And at the time, they took something like $500 American and sent it to Ireland to help through the famine. And then in a city in Ireland, and this is where I fucked up and should have looked it up. There's a big statue that they did for them. And it's a bunch of feather.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
This is a real thing. This definitely happened.
Yeah. And then during COVID, a lot of people don't know, the Irish sent millions of dollars to First
Actually,
Nations.
I do know this. I do know.
Okay, this is fucking news to me.
Okay, so then I was going to ask you if you had seen the statue because it looks gorgeous.
The statue I've never heard of. This is,
I'm looking it up.
I've never heard of this.
I'm Googling it too.
Okay, never mind, James. You got it.
Well,
it's the Cherokee.
Hang on.
It's not the Cherokee.
I was thinking Cherokee as well.
It's called Kindred Spirits, and it's in Ballock Park in Middleton, Cork County.
I mean, bearing in mind though, if you want
to down in Cork, okay. Just birds, Cork.
You guys know after 9/11, after the trade centers dropped, there was a tribe in Africa that sent cows.
Here, just a second. I'm gonna. Hey, Craig, can you give me? I'm just gonna show Dan this. Can you give me permission to share my screen?
Is it the sort of feathery looking thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and just
I'm
looking
looking at it
here.
right now.
Okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
it was Choctaw. All right.
It was Choctaw. Way to go, Matt.
I don't need to. You saw it, but
There's-
anyway, I was just
Okay.
curious if you'd seen it because it looks gorgeous, and I'd love to see it.
But go
I've
ahead,
never seen it
go
in
ahead
person.
and,
This is the first time I've seen it at all, and it looks fucking very cool. That would be about, I'd say, about 2.5, 3 hours drive from where we live.
go ahead and send it to
that's
Craig.
something I
That
would
way we can
actually go
just
down and
share it
see.
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's pretty cool, and that little bit of history, at a time when there was no internet, no telephone, no anything, and you got people who just took like literal hundreds of miles walk because they're being kicked out.
Yeah, and only like a fourth of them fucking made it.
And they still had $500 to send. And I thought that's amazing. And there's a whole sentiment around that statue. Like there's some beautiful words about it. And I don't know if they did anything in the States, like on a reservation, but I imagine they could have. But I'd love to know.
Yeah.
Any reservation they would have landed on, they would have ended up moved to another reservation afterwards.
No. I mean, like recently, because like that statue in Cork isn't old. And
Well, no, even it's not old, but even recently, anything they would have done would have been more towards possibly kicking up a casino because there's no federal payoff from there. So there would have been no.
and I'm not really I know that we treat pardon me, I know the indigenous are treated pretty bad here, but I know it's degrees of magnitude different down there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I won't get into
Not a
guessing.
single treaty ever fucking honored. Not even.
No.
Well, here neither.
Yeah.
It's just
Not
now
now.
now they've seen it.
There. Well, I say worse because it was the same thing here, but the idea of just covering what was actually happening, which is that was the only thing really.
We did a lot less killing here. Like when you guys did the Western expansion and the whole
because Manifest Destiny.
That's the one.
We were led to believe, even in school, as we were taught at any American school, everything that happened because it had to happen. It's what gave rise to this beautiful fucking nation. Except we now know, as we've gotten older, that everything that we were taught was
nonsense.
Not quite right.
A lot of things were not only that, but brutal.
Exaggerated.
Oh, very much so.
Oh,
But
there's
that's-
just entire fabrications.
on both ends, but there were some things that were very brutalized, just like, well, we talked about some things about with the Catholic Church, but as it spread across, like it changed a lot of things.
No,
a
and
lot
I
of things,
suppose
especially for indigenous people.
Yeah.
We were adamant. I believe I'm pretty sure the Canadians were adamant.
Did you get that, Greg?
Yep.
It was either fix or adapt. It was get rid of or make it part.
Yep. Yes.
Right? And that was America's answer. Mostly.
And here we go.
There it is.
Cool. Yeah.
Like, look at that. That's gorgeous.
That was only that was June 2017. That was only unveiled.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
Very, very recent. Like it looks very cool.
Years, it's really cool.
Matthew, I'm gonna say, just because I think it needs to be said, it's great that you have a D&D tab open.
That's not me.
That's me.
That is totally Craig's.
I'm having a fucking stroke over all those tabs.
I'm sorry, I've been out of the loop so long. I really need to make a character, and I'm all thumbs.
You're not alone. I need to get on that.
That is nothing on
So
tab.
when
There's
you
sometimes
have
like 50
time,
open.
sir, please.
Oh yeah, no, we can sit down and have a
By
BS
the way,
session
wherever
like the
the
two of
grass
us
is,
did.
you know, mine looks like a palm.
Like, I'm much earlier than you guys, so if you want to get a hold of me earlier in the day and you're not doing this or that, I know some people work and some of us don't. I work, but not in the normal sense. Believe me, I work. But
Hey, out of curiosity, this is legitimately, it's only for me because I'm curious. There are 6 of us here. We finally have a 50-50 kind of thing at this. We're all on the East Coast. You guys, hour-wise, Matthew, you're sitting above, like ahead of us or behind us?
Behind.
I'm an hour ahead of Terry, but 2 hours behind you.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And Terry, you are 3 hours.
3 hours behind
3
you
hours.
guys. Yeah.
And Dan, that brings us to you. You are
I know I'm
7
4
for
ahead of
you, right?
James.
Yeah,
4.
He's
Like,
four.
I would
He's
say
4 ahead of
seven for
What time
me.
is it
on
there?
the East Coast.
What?
25 past 12 here.
Oh my.
Thank you for hanging in this fucking long.
Yeah,
No problem.
it's not the first time he's done this.
No,
either,
you deserve this. I don't know what
6 hours difference.
I know that's
Here
why
I
I'm
thought you
trying
were
to be
further away
careful
than
with
that.
every guy
Well,
that
they-
I'm talking
you,
to.
you guys
I
have
always
a
thought
time
it was like
change.
a minimum 5 hours behind because
Well-
I had sisters that lived in New York for years. And
Well, we just had our time change. I don't think you guys have had yours yet.
I did.
we had
You guys do a time
one.
change?
They do a time change over there.
I'm so sorry. We shouldn't fucking do them either.
Stupid.
I know for a
You guys do
period
it
it's like a
forwards or
4
backwards?
It goes back to 5.
My fucking
Do
car
they go
clock is only
backwards
right
or they
half
go
the year.
forwards?
Well, I know.
I don't know.
Yeah, like
Okay, so I
ours.
lived in Korea, so when I traveled over there, that was a 16-hour time difference
So
from where I
that's the
lived.
whole like,
Wow.
I lived in the
international
fucking
timeline
future, man.
difference and everything.
I
But it's
lived
the
in
next
the
day
future.
or a day before. I don't remember
Yeah.
how
It'd
that
be
works.
the next
Kids weren't
day.
opening their Christmas presents yet. I was. I'm in the future. Which is...
In the future.
Yes.
It's just crazy. Like time zones are so weird because like you got the international timeline that sits between Alaska and Russia,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
not that on a map. It looks like it's
I
this
seen
close
on
together,
TV that
but-
you could see Russia from Alaska. I seen it on TV, so it's true,
There
right?
used to
on
be
a
a
clear day. I would
bridge
imagine
there. I'm
so.
sure
True,
you
I know
guys
A
know
clear,
that.
calm
There
day.
used to
Yeah,
be a
I could
bridge.
imagine it.
I'm teasing someone and you killed the joke, you prick.
Look, I'm not Sarah Palin. I'm not
Like, out of curiosity, does anybody know how far away Alaska actually is from Russia, from Siberia? Like, how far is, like, what is the...
Google is our friend, Jason. So.
My phone is here. I'm here. I'm not doing that.
Well, that's why I'm doing the honors here.
James, do your job, damn it.
I'm working on it. How far is Russia from Alaska? 55 miles. 55 miles.
Well, you sure as fuck can't see it then, can you? That's 55 fucking miles.
You know how far England is from France? And you can still
Do you think we live on a
Coastal
fucking globe,
Nigeria
Jason? Use your head. It's flat,
Ocean's a little
bitch.
different. You can at least see a landmass, right? But I think maybe you might be able to see a landmass. I mean, at 55 miles,
There's
maybe.
islands and shit too between.
You might
so
be able to see a shadow with angry people drinking vodka, but I don't think that counts.
And bears. Don't forget the bears.
There's like 2, and they have really cool hats.
Yes. From
if
the
you stand
bears.
on this mountain, you
That's
can
why
see
they
the
have them.
military
They
parade.
kill the bears. The fudge.
That was news today. Did you guys hear that?
What was
The Hague has called for the arrest of Vladimir Putin.
Yes.
For war
I
crimes.
was just
epic,
told about
really?
it a second ago. Yes.
See,
Only
that's
now.
Well, what
For
did they
war
get?
crimes in the Ukraine. Yes. We just got political on the show.
That's
Yeah,
well,
I just-
hey, dude, we are about that far away from fucking World War III.
All right. We've been that far away from it for
No, we
I
yeah,
really
this
can't believe
far
it
away,
hasn't
we-
happened yet. Like,
balancing.
Yeah, me neither.
Like
I'm
we
honestly
thought we were
surprised.
to a point where people didn't want to take over people anymore, but that's just kind of human nature where when control is established, they want to keep
It's okay though.
controlling.
It's okay though. Putin brought it all back.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
I know.
dude,
Yeah, we did bring it all back because didn't I pronounce that crazy Irish booze, Putin? Thank you.
Not poutine.
You thought it was
Poutine.
poutine.
I am not joking, by the way. If there's a way to get a fucking recipe for that shit, I will make it. I want to try it so bad.
French fries, squeaky cheese, gravy.
Not
that's what
poutine.
I want the
Not
other shit.
poutine.
Oh.
Gucci.
I want
Liberal
this to make
cheers,
you regret your
potato.
What'd you say it was called, Dan?
What's
the
that?
Irish, the
Poaching.
original version of spirit
Yeah,
is
poaching.
called what?
Poaching.
Poaching.
And I want a recipe. I'm a
You
steak.
know
I
it's
got
made
fucking
out of,
time.
like,
I
okay,
love
I
how
Kids
it's
almost
edited.
forced to take care of
potatoes
herself. I
are a
want to
different grain because
He's like, I want to make Irish alcohol.
I just want to like my
some of the
thoughts
other
are,
alcohols back in the day in America when they were doing the moonshine runs and stuff were made with like potato skins and stuff. So I want to know if that's maybe where they got the original recipe from.
Like genuinely, potatoes is in my head for some reason. Like,
Yeah.
where did I say? I watched something recently and Poaching was.
Hey guys, it's not a stereotype.
I got another question on that one. Now, when do you guys do corned beef and cabbage?
No. No.
Yeah, that's totally American.
Oh well, you're fucking missing out.
I don't like cabbage. I fucking hate
the
cabbage.
corned beef side is great.
No, I like cabbage.
Got an answer for you, Jason.
I do corned beef and potatoes. I don't do
listening.
corned beef and cabbage.
We would do bacon and cabbage.
Okay.
Bacon would be
Okay.
ham.
Yeah.
In accordance with the Irish Poteen technical file, it can be made from cereals, grain, whey, sugar beets, molasses, and potatoes.
Potatoes.
Damn.
That's grain alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, it's grain alcohol.
That's
essentially.
dude, it's fucking golden grain.
Yeah.
In America,
Did you hear me? I compared it to Screech. Come on.
No,
It's
you
gold-
did.
it's gold lightning instead of white lightning.
It's fucking golden grain and Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
There's
You need
there's this
sugar, and you need these sugars that build up, so it turns into alcohol.
No, I just want to taste something other than my own brain dissolving.
Yeah. That's whiskey. No, just kidding.
It'll kill a zombie.
It's not like you're not even drunk. You're just in fucking traction. It's not like you're not. It's like this is great alcohol. How do you know? Because I didn't say that. You just heard my brain.
Okay, so I went to a celebration of life thing this last summer, not this summer, obviously, because we haven't had it yet. But I went there and I brought my own beers because I know Terry can drink, and sometimes Terry gets out of hand when she can drink.
Yeah, don't we all?
And so I brought my own beers, my own cooler, the whole freaking nine. Like I was like, no, this is my space. Don't touch it. Somebody stole one of my beers.
Oh, no.
And 5 beers in, Terry is easily susceptible to saying, hey, have another beer, or homemade moonshine from the Irish family in town. Irish German family again, actually. It's
Oh
kind of neat.
boy.
But yeah. And I said, okay. No, I was absolutely incoherent. And I always apologize to my husband for this one because I'm like, you got to deal with me in the worst way, and I'm sorry. But ooh-wee, that was some shit. I try not to, but you know, like I said, 5 beers in, it's kind of, and everybody's having fun. It's kind of hard to say no sometimes.
The IT crowd. How many people
Yeah.
here watched it?
Wait, what?
The IT.
I've seen it, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't
Did you ever watch the whole series or only just segments?
Oh, I've seen the whole series, every episode, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the episode where dude was like, when did the English start drinking like they wanted to die?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So my question.
When did the Irish want to?
Well, it's like, okay, so I have
I imagine it being like how Family Guy depicted it.
well, no, seriously, yeah. And they discovered whiskey. And
Yeah,
it's like,
and
what
then
happened?
everything went back to shit.
Oh, which also reminds me of another meme. The whole thing about the Irish being like, yeah, okay, fine, we discovered whiskey, but it took the fucking Russians to figure out how to ferment a goddamn potato. Like, I mean,
Well,
wait
and
now.
what's really
What
funny
I'm
about
saying.
that is they didn't even have them until they discovered the New World.
I was
Right,
about to say,
potatoes
they
are-
couldn't even
potatoes
have
are native to
whiskey
North
for like
America.
4 years, so because whiskey's made from corn. So
I'm just saying, like, the question is the proficiency for drinking for the Irish.
Mhm.
And I'm Scottish descent, so I fall out of this, I guess.
Scots Irish.
Well, it's borderline
Yeah.
Irish, Scottish, or
Well, it's
yeah.
like you always hear about it, right? You always hear about like this whole like, no, it's because the Irish, they're like such prolific drinkers and so forth and so on. Except,
Russians kick our ass, I want to say, to be quite
well,
honest.
yeah, but they also consider beer a fucking soft drink.
Not
That doesn't-
anymore.
Yeah. Like I've hung out with actual Russians because where I live, it's Washington, Russia, right there, right?
Yeah.
I have hung out with actual Russians, and yeah, they will kick anybody's ass in drinking. I want to actually say, like, seriously, anybody's ass.
Oh, they're all about
It's like
the like
water.
Yeah.
strong spirits. They're all about that.
Yeah.
They got, you mean
Whereas-
their water?
Yeah.
Well, no, if you go to, so
Seriously,
the Irish go to a pub. The
Well,
Irish
They're great at freaking grindcore and death metal too, though. I want to say, like, I have been around a lot of Russians and Ukrainians that knock it out of the fucking park.
Yeah.
But they already talk like that, so it
I
works.
love
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like hot fuck. Berserker.
Yeah.
Hold on,
yes.
Berserker.
It's not the same, but yeah.
That was a misquote, but you got what I meant, and that's the important part.
Do you like some making fun?
Would you like to make some fuck Berserker?
Berserker.
If he just like to say making fuck, he does not speak English good like you and I do.
No.
I'm not speaking good like you do.
Love that shit.
Oh, hey, random side note. Kevin Smith not smoking pot anymore. Do you think he's going to make better movies?
He looks weird.
No,
you
he
don't
does.
even
Well,
want
he
to
had
know my
these
opinion on that, and we will not talk about it.
Kevin Smith, right? His better movies, let's say Mallrats and Clerks. And bear in mind, I love Kevin Smith. I like all the movies. All of them. But there is something different about those first fucking two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to tell you something though. Did you know that Kevin Smith didn't actually start smoking pot till he was 40?
Yeah, because, and it was specifically because Seth
I
Rogen
actually
and
own
Zack
the
and Miri
comedy
Make a Porno.
special he talks about in it. But yeah, I actually
Zack
do,
and
like,
Miri
he
Make a
did- Seth
Porno.
Rogen got him in on
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's decided, he flat out said, I do not want to smoke pot anymore because I like to be more present in my life. I would like
I
to
saw it. I think we were a part of that group, maybe. But yeah.
But and bear in mind, I'm not saying also literally, like, if you're a fucking smoker, please smoke. Please do it.
Yeah.
Even if you have
It
me,
really
God
does much more for me than it. Like, I am the person who has the spotless house and
Well,
very
yeah,
fed
exactly. There's
children.
that, dude,
Like,
I
my
know
life
there
is
are pot
amazing.
smokers I know that are
Yeah.
100% better human beings because they smoke weed.
Yeah.
They are literally better.
Yeah.
beings. But Kevin
Hey,
Smith
Craig.
not
Hey,
smoking
Craig.
has been such a part
Cheers.
of his fucking identity. Like he's like that. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Kevin literally, like, he came up with the idea of the fucking Moose Jaws thing, and let's like Tusk. Tusk is a great horror movie. It's wonderful
Yes.
body horror, but it's
Don't
fucking
care.
definitely spawned by fucking being stoned.
Yeah.
Did you
Right.
know that it was actually a podcast he did before he made it?
Yeah, like he was having a whole
just wanted to
conversation
make
on the
sure-
podcast about it, and they were like,
Yeah.
"You want to just walrus?" Yes.
It was
He
about
left it up to his
the
viewers or his listeners, I guess.
Alice in Wonderland. It was actually off of that the Carpenter and Walrus. Sorry,
Oh
I'm
my
behind.
I'm curious as to what's going to happen because if he has quit smoking and has been such a huge part of his identity, are his movies going to go back to those first fucking two? Because man, there is something different about Mallrat. Even Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In the rest of his fucking setup.
Dogma.
Yeah.
Now,
Dogma is dude, Dogma's a brilliant. It's a
I can't
wonderful
even share my opinion on this because it's totally conspiracy, and we're not going to play that online. I'm not even going to put that on the forever feed. But I have my own feelings on why these people have changed a lot.
This has nothing to do with being Irish. Dan, I apologize.
No, I genuinely didn't know that about Kevin Smith about the pot smoking and stuff.
He literally said, "I quit smoking pot. I would like to be more present in my life." He didn't
Yes,
say
he did
about his
say
movies
that.
or his writing, but I mean,
Yeah.
he wrote a DC comic book called Cacophony.
Yeah.
Batman while he was high as fuck, and he wrote Batman Sub Year One. Like there was a whole thing about it.
Yeah.
And I love that story. It's a great story. He's a great writer. But there is something like being stoned definitely affected the way he wrote it. Like
I would, yeah, I can imagine so. Yeah.
well, I mean, it would have to, right? I mean, it's like pot is technically a psychedelic. It's not even a fucking.
Okay, no, pot is actually, being a person who has gone through the class on this, it is actually classified under every single drug.
Because they don't know how
Because
to.
it affects, it affects everybody differently. It is a mind drug. It affects
Psychoactive.
differently.
they call it.
Yes.
Yes.
Not psychedelic, psychoactive.
So some people it actually speeds them up, if you can believe that. Some people it actually brings them down. I
That would be
actually had,
the,
because
sativa.
I was a naughty kid, I had to take a class on it. But yeah, no, it was actually the most informative thing I ever did on drugs. But
Wild
well,
on
they
drugs
gave the
or
adult class to kids, so that was kind of like different. But yeah, no, it's actually a drug that is classified under every single drug because it affects everybody differently.
wow, that's fucking interesting.
Yep.
What is like?
Because they've recently gone through the courts here about trying to get it legalized, but it's like nowhere. Like it's getting absolutely nowhere.
Oh, in Washington, it is both recreationally and medically legal. So we can go to stores and just go buy some.
Mm-hmm.
But they do monitor us on some things. Like today I went in and I could only buy this much and this much depending on what I was buying, if it was concentrates or flour.
Okay.
Well, in Georgia, it makes you hippie.
You know, and it took a long time, even for where I live, because it's a conservative area, for there to be even a store open.
Yeah.
Because of all of that. So, you know, maybe that'd be a 420 special, guys.
Here we have there's limits to what you can buy, but what you can do is you can I don't remember the measurements. I'm not a math guy, but you can buy X amount, but you can go take it home, put it away, go back to the store, buy it again.
Do grams and ounces, so we still actually use a trick system a little bit over here.
Well, it's drug dealer, right? Like drug dealers are the only people who mix their math. It's imperial and fucking metric.
Yeah.
I mean, it was less math than you have.
Bakers also mix our metric math. So, you know. But yeah, no, it's actually one of those things that, yes, it's been legalized. It's highly monitored.
But you need a medical card.
Like Girl Scouts cannot sell their cookies in front of our pot stores. It would be a fucking great marketing scheme. I'm sorry, little girls.
They're not allowed to do that here either. I think that was a big funny joke when legalization happened. They're like, all the Girl Guides are going to set up there.
It happened for a minute. It actually happened for a second until people were like, no, this is children, and you shouldn't be mixing adult stuff with children. Period.
At the same time, they're making fucking money.
That's just genius marketing.
No, that little girl, the first little girl that decided to do that, I'm sure her parents kind of maybe turned her on to it a little bit, but I promise you,
the parents were probably in buying.
That's why it got bitched about. No, that little girl made the most, and that's why it got bitched about.
Okay.
Yep.
Probably.
But here, you just take
that Girl Scout cookie deal is competitive. I promise you.
You can take the cookies to the grocery store right down the street.
Girls are so competitive.
That's where I get mine.
Vicious.
Sell our Girl Scout cookies right at the grocery store. So.
Oh no! Yes, we haven't got ours yet. Apparently, we pre-ordered ours, but we haven't got ours yet.
They were there the other week. I got some. That was good.
No, fuck
nice.
I want my cookies. I need my fix.
Matt, did you have anything else you wanted to ask our buddy here?
Slap my arm. I need my fix.
Well, it's I have a billion things I want to ask you, Dan.
No.
All right, Dan.
Have you ever gone to
ask you about the corned beef and cabbage? Do you like potatoes better? I like potatoes better. Fuck cabbage. I hate cooked cabbage. Gross.
Oh, love cabbage.
You ferment cabbage into what kind of booze would fermented
it smells
cabbage?
Like dirty freaking feet.
Oh God, cabbage booze. What would that be? That would be a horrible cider, wouldn't it?
Fucking
I don't know.
It would stink. I mean, most people don't smell their alcohol, but I might believe it would stink. Maybe.
Probably.
Oh,
I would imagine.
I eat raw cabbage. I'll eat raw cabbage all day long, but cooked cabbage, heck no.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather it be cooked, but I'd prefer no cabbage.
You asked the cabbage what it is.
Dude,
Okay, I don't like cabbage. I don't like asparagus, and I don't like Brussels sprouts.
Asparagus makes your pee smell funny. How would you not?
Yeah, really.
That's not really how I choose my diet, Jason.
Like
That makes my pee smell funny.
I don't like asparagus. I want to sit down and see how long it takes.
Yeah,
no, why does my pee smell weird? Aha, asparagus.
This asparagus is gonna make my pee neon green like a rave in the toilet.
You have asparagus and beets for dinner that night, and the bathroom's gonna be the worst idea the next day.
I prefer raw. Most of those kinds of vegetables have
Everything's broken.
First off, nobody would ever do that because we know what could happen.
And mind you, I'm an omnivore. I love all my meats and veg, but
I'm dying and everything smells bad.
Yeah.
The plumbing's gone.
Hey, and I promise you, if you're eating that kind of food, it's not just going to come out one side.
Fucking hell.
And be gross.
I didn't come here for biology, Terry.
With lots of
I feel like Wednesday dinner has been a failure for everybody.
Serious question. What do you have for dinner this evening? Random question.
It is random. I'm going to be cooking bacon and eggs when I leave the show tonight.
Oh shit. What time do you?
It is 20 after or 40 after 6. So 20 to 7.
Wow, shit. Fucking hell.
And I can hear him raising hell up there. So it's just
banging the dinner plate.
I did it about 5, but
the oldest is skiing. He doesn't care, but this one, he's a fucking terrorist.
So I have Taco Bell upstairs.
What's that? Sinn Fein or
Sinn Fein?
Is that? Are they the Irish terrorists?
No. That's the IRA. Sinn Fein are a political party.
All right. So I watch a lot of British/UK kind of stuff. Cool. And I prefer British Shameless over American Shameless all day long.
Yeah, I tried to watch the American one time and I was like, nope, can't get it.
No. Frank Gallagher is not that Frank Gallagher. It's just
it's completely different. It suits the English humor.
This is going to be about an Irish character, however.
Okay.
Jamie McCusker. Which side are you with him?
Who?
He's the guy who plays Jamie Maguire.
I don't know who that is.
What? So the Maguires.
In Shameless.
In Shameless. The Irish family.
Sorry, I'm with you now.
Thank you. I've watched it 15 fucking times, damn it. No.
Oh, that's who.
I know what So, like, I don't know which, because I don't pay attention to where so he is like one of my favorite characters.
Right.
And I've been told by Scottish people that he is on one side of Ireland and the other. Now, do you believe there's one side of Ireland and the other?
Oh yes, the north versus south thing.
Yeah, that's
kind of how maps work. Isn't
sort of
it?
go political here now.
Generally, that's
not political. I don't want to make it.
Four political. Sides of Ireland.
No. There's.
I mean, on your belief system, just where you live. Where you live, not.
I'm not a cartographer or anything like that.
Sorry, geographically.
There's more than one side.
Let me go here. Geographically, what side of Ireland do you live on?
Two sides. East and southeast.
Northeast. I live in the northwest of America.
We're back to flat Earth, are we?
Sorry, flat Earth. No, I don't believe in flat Earth. No.
That's what just knocked everything off.
That is not true. They don't because they don't want to spoil it for everybody. No. They choose not to. Cats choose not to.
Are you in Northern Ireland or Southern Ireland? I'm talking geographically, not politically.
That is geographic.
In the south of Ireland, but I'm from the north of Ireland.
Oh, okay.
Just to really fuck things up with it.
Oh, in America, it fucks things up no matter where you live. It doesn't.
We have a very specific set of skills.
Oh.
Smash.
That's it. That's a skill.
Just end sentence.
I Americanized it.
All right.
I beat it into freedom. Sorry.
Hey, I live in a country that believes that they're free, but that they're still very controlled by a lot of things.
I live in a country that drinks maple syrup.
Yeah, we know.
Puts it on snow. Oh, my favorite thing is you guys put it on snow and roll it up on a stick. Do you do this?
I just drink it right out of the fucking bottle.
I know, I saw this. That's why I decided to be a part of this. Woo!
Yeah, but you've never had the delicacy of Fruity Pebbles syrup.
No.
No, I haven't.
I have.
I also don't have
Not
diabetes either.
Matthew, do you actually put some syrup on some snow and roll it up on a stick like a lollipop?
If I had real syrup, I might, but I've got pancake syrup. Like it's butter syrup's not real syrup.
Okay, you're like buying at the store like I am, yeah?
Yeah, I ain't going to fucking put a spigot in a tree. I don't gotta I'm not in Quebec and I don't have that kind of time.
I might do that. Sorry. I might do that so I don't have to fucking buy it at the store anymore. Fuck it. I grow my own potatoes.
We just don't have maple trees out here. We don't. I'm not joking. I don't. Maple trees don't grow east in Ontario.
Still like amazing, yo.
You did.
Hey, wait a second, Matthew. when you're talking about maple trees, you're like a sugar gum maple, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just don't have them in Alberta.
Right next to my window.
Oh, I don't know how to do it, dude. Like that's a purely Ontario and Quebec thing.
Okay.
You're the expert on
I
it,
had to take a
apparently.
break earlier. I have to take a break, guys. I'll be back.
All right, we're good.
I'm not joking, by the way. I want to make syrup. God damn it.
Yeah, I think you can Google it.
I want to make syrup.
I just don't know how to do it.
The first version of alcohol was.
But
I want to make shit. I want to make
Matt's
alcohol
got
out
a
of the syrup. You guys get together. Tell me what I need to do.
Well, I'll report back.
yeah.
Like,
Matt's
if
got to
you
cook
guys
dinner.
pick,
He's
like, a
getting yelled at
Wednesday
by
or
the
a
goblin.
Thursday to get together and discuss this, and then let me know.
Matt's getting yelled at by the fan, so we got to let him go. But Dan,
It's time. Go make.
thanks for
your food,
coming,
bro.
dude.
Not a bother at all, guys. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
This was a lot of fun, Dan.
It went
I
everywhere.
Enjoyed it.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
You, sir.
Same to you guys. Happy St. Paddy's Day.
You too, buddy. Take care.
Cheers.